As we steamed out of the harbor, I was thinking about trees. Thick branches, the tang of pine. Magnus, my cousin in Canada, wrote that trees there are tall and plentiful. I should have been thinking about the horses I'd been hired to care for, or the girl with the flashing eyes who boarded almost too late, or the captain's dire warning that if the weather turned, we may meet terrible fate. Sir Henry, the man who hired me, laughed and declared the man sour. And so farewell to Iceland. A beautiful, solemn home where trees are short but mean well. And where I have been happy. The next day the sea pitched and many took to their quarters, including Sir Henry. I remained on deck with the horses. They were close to 200 in number, with another 300 in holds below. Wind turned to gale and rain came in sheets, and I clung to horse and rail, denying icy intent of wind and spray to toss me into the sea. The waves surged in black mass, and the ship pitched and shook from stem to stern. It was on the fifth day, just northwest of Scotland. The storm finally broke, and yet sight of land did not cheer us. The captain, in usual humor, warned of toothy rocks and strong current and said we may still meet our end. Onward we steamed as fog rolled in so thick we could see barely a vessel length ahead. We held breath and sharp comment until the captain declared us almost through. And then, horror. The mist fell away. Breakers ahead! With engines thrust in reverse and bells sounding, we ran aground. A sickening crunch, full stop. Confusion, panic, shouting, horses bugling from above and below. And then we settled as we realized that if we were sinking, it would be slow. Passengers fetched their belongings. Sir Henry, ever steady, said that he was off to find a beer. He emerged soon enough, along with panicked others as the ship began to slip, quiver, and then the captain called, "Do anything you can to save your lives." With ladders thrown over, passengers scrambled to safety aboard local vessels pulled alongside. I told Sir Henry I would stay to help with the horses. And then I remembered. The girl. She'd not emerged since we'd left Iceland, and so she'd not been thought of. But in my mind, I saw her flashing eyes. She was startled at first when I pounded on her door, and then thanked me with sweetness. I took her soft hand in my rough one and helped her away. The horses were in a terror, with eyes white, breath hot. We tossed them, somehow, heave, ho, and over into the sea. They survived, most of them. The horses below deck, many drowned. Too many. Later, safe on shore, we heard a mighty crack, and our broken steamer sank into the sea. It wasn't until I boarded the ship to Canada that I realized how close I'd come to death. And my knees began to shake. It wouldn't stop until I saw the trees. They were plentiful. I wondered about the girl. Perhaps I would see her again in our new Iceland.